Hi there, everyone. I'm Bremen Fitness, and today I want to welcome you to my morning. As you can see, I'm at the beach right now. I came for sunrise with one of my dogs, and this is something that I've been, trying to do every day, and I've started last week, and it's just this, um, you know, peaceful moment that I can, just connect, reflect, appreciate life. You know, sometimes we get caught in so many things, stress and normal things that happens to us as we progress in life, and we forget to be thankful for the moment that we have and for the things that we accomplished already. I wanted to take the time to remind you that, but also I wanted to share some intimate, and not just intimate, some of the things that happened to me and the works, the jobs that I've done, to be here where I am today. So I wanted to take the time to share some of the things that I went through to get here. And things, I mean jobs, because people go on my social media and they think that I might have come from money, that I'm rich, or I can, the list goes on. But I wanted to take this moment and share with you the reality, and with that, maybe motivate you and give you hope that if you work for your dreams, if you set your mind to it, and you go for it, things can really happen. you know I'm very thankful for the opportunities that I've had, for the people that I've had throughout my life. But when I look back, I took so many risks and I was not afraid. And there were a lot of moments that those risks that I took didn't pay off, and it was very tough, but it was learning. But overall, it was so worth it. The risks that I've taken and failed made me grow, even though it was painful going through them. And the others, it was it brought me here, it led me here today. So going back, my first job, it was as a soccer player. Some people might know, I've shared this before. I played soccer since 6, 14, became serious and played soccer until probably my 20s. And it was my profession. I had an injury. Long story short, I couldn't play soccer anymore. I didn't know what to do, and I forgot. So the first job ever, it was helping my mom. So it started at the beach. So we live in a very small city, and it was very touristic, and there were seasons that people would come and we would sell. It was like a savory little things with filled with chicken or whatever it was, and we would sell them at the beach. And I remember, you know, uh, to be completely honest, I I was very shy doing it, but seeing my mom doing it, I wanted to do it for her. So that's how it started. My first job was at 11, helping my mom to sell those things at the beach, and she would pay me a little bit, and I'd save the money to buy things for school or buy things that I wanted. My brother, he was doing the same, but for some reason I could sell much more, and he would get the money and just spend in like all like everything that they could find, play video games, and he wouldn't have any money at the end of the season, and I was able to always save some money and buy things that I needed and that I wanted. And so my second job after playing soccer was I was a front desk at a gym. That's how fitness started for me, and I fell in love, with the environment and connecting with people there. It really helped me, and from there I became an instructor. I was teaching classes at the gym, soccer training at the beach, studied, became a trainer, and fitness really turned into something very big in my life. And but I wasn't satisfied. I wanted more. I always wanted more. So I wanted to move to a big city. One of the reasons, I wanted to be able to feel free to do the things that I wanted and be myself. So moved into São Paulo. I was working as a trainer. It was much harder for me to get a job, and I decided that I want to. There was people. There was a test for you to get accepted to become a cop in São Paulo, and I studied for that because for me at that time it felt safer to have a salary by the government, a career plan. So I decided to do that, and I studied for the test. There were 62,000 people that took the test, and they were accepting a little over 1,000 slots available, and I was 200 something. My score, my place with my score on the test, and I went through the whole thing. I went to the academy. The last month, I decided to quit just because the environment wasn't for me. In something, I couldn't be myself. I couldn't show that I was gay or anything like that. I've learned a lot there, but it wasn't for me. And even though I'm living, got me with debts and everything to pay the government, but I just couldn't do it. So fast forward a little bit, I decided to come to the States. I didn't have many connections or anything like that. And I didn't speak any English. And in the beginning it was very tough, my first job, it was as a barista. I didn't know anything, but I needed a job, otherwise I wouldn't be able to stay here. So they gave me an opportunity, and I went there, and I remember I was definitely very scared, but I was trying really hard because I knew that I wanted to stay here, and I knew that by being here in the US, I would be able to have a better life and consequently help my family. So started there, didn't speak very well, didn't know the names of anything. And I started, it was Christmas, so it was really busy, so no one could really help me very much. The training process, it was very like, you go there and you try to do something, try to sell something. And I was able to do it. I was there for, a little while, and I've learned and I grew, and I was thinking that my English was getting much better, and I was able to communicate, hold conversations. So fast forward, I decided to move to New York, and it was just the will. I thought there is more opportunities there, and I could do better. I could grow. I could eventually go into fitness. When I was feeling like my English was improved a lot. So I moved there. In the first 3 months, it was really, really challenging. And I mean, not just, you know, regarding living, working, all of that, but also emotionally, it was so tough for me. And I got a job as a barista as well, but in New York, working at a coffee shop, you don't make, you know, tips. You don't make as much money, and it's a lot of hours. So I quit the job very quickly, and I was looking for a job. And one of the things that I thought about it, and I took a course, was to become a bartender because I knew that being a bartender, I could, you know, I could make much more money. I could have a better situation, financial situation. So I couldn't get a job as a bartender because every restaurant asked for experience, and I dropped my resume in. It's like I would go and dropping my resume everywhere, and I couldn't get a job. So, in the meantime, I cleaned some apartments. I was cleaning apartments just to make some extra money, and I I finally got a job as a bar back, doing a bunch of things on the back at a gay club, and I'll be completely honest with you. Everything happening in those 3 months, I it was it made it even worse emotionally because I hated it working there just because I I didn't like the late hours. I would stay up until 5 a.m. in the morning. I would have to, get all the trash out, and I don't care for those things. I'll do it, but I hated going in the middle of the people and grabbing glasses like that was empty, and people grabbing you, and it wasn't good for me, and I wasn't very well in my mindset, so I was almost giving up. Then I met someone that worked there as a bartender who worked at a different place, at a restaurant during the day, and that person, really helped me, uh, because he got an interview at that restaurant that he worked, and I was able to get my first job as a bartender. And from there, meeting the people, being in a different environment, it really changed everything for me, and I was able to stay in New York for 5 years. 5 years. Looking back, the last years that I was there, I was working at 3 bars, and I was in mid time of that. I was able to finally feel comfortable with my English and start working at gyms, teaching classes, and working as a trainer. So I was able to finally jump into fitness and, you know, get my confidence with the language and able to communicate and connect with people much better, much better. So there's so many memories, so many things that starting to reflect. Things come to mind, but it was really really tough. So COVID happened, you know, and we all know how tough that was and still is on all of us. So just when I thought that my life, I was stable, I was okay, I was working like crazy, but I was able to, do the things that I wanted. So COVID happened. I didn't know what to do. I was a trainer. I work at bars as a bartender. There's no jobs. So I came to Miami for a few days right when everything happened, and from that moment, I just left everything behind. I just couldn't go back. I was always wanted to come here, and yeah, I knew, I felt that, maybe I wasn't afraid. It was time for the restart. And I had a little studio. I had furniture, everything the way that I want. It was very cozy. It was my own little space to have time for myself and feel like home. And I left all of that. So there was a moment here in Miami, with all not being able to work and not having jobs, that there was a month that I had $500 in my bank account, and I didn't know what what I was gonna do. That was all the money that I had. No one knew, but things happened for a reason, and I'm just thankful. I was offered a job to work at a private gym that was still open with the limitations. I was able to move to Fort Lauderdale. I started there and I worked at the beginning every day that I wanted. I was just starting as a trainer. I didn't have any client or anything. I was teaching classes. I was getting clients at any time. I was working on Sundays, Sunday to Sunday actually. And I hustle, really hustle. And I worked there for little over a year, and I earned my space. I earned my position there, and people respected me, and I was really happy. Happy for meeting the people there, for sharing, for exchanging energy, and just being there. And that place helped me a lot as a person. And the moment that I was, it helped me to be able to, financially feel better. And fast forward a little bit, today, when people see the things that I'm doing, where I'm going, or I am definitely not rich. That's definitely not. But today I'm so happy that I've worked really hard to have a social media presence and to inspire people with my lifestyle, and also now being able to share that I suffer from depression. It's something that I've carried my whole childhood and to adult life. So I built something here, and I'm very thankful for all of you who's watching. So today I'm able to live out of social media. I monetize from Facebook, YouTube now. I've used to get like a lot of deals with brands. I had a salary with some brands, and I'm able to have this style of life just from social media. And I just signed a contract with a talent agency who's going to be able to set more deals. I've done before in the past, online coaching, and I'm working on my app now. And it's all consequence of my work that I did and things that I've done. And like I said, I never was ashamed of doing anything. Taking the trash out, cleaning apartments, whatever it is, I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna get me closer to my dream and closer to where I wanna be one day. I am gonna do it. So, what I wanted you to know is that if you have a goal, if you have a dream, no matter what it is or how big, you have to set that goal and make sure that you're doing something, you're waking up, you're working on something, whatever it is that you have to do to get you closer there. You have to do it. You have to take some time to reflect and ask yourself, what am I doing? Ask yourself, what am I doing that it's getting me one step closer to achieving my dream? What are you doing? So my accomplishments were possible because I worked hard. I'm thankful for the people that came into my life and somehow helped me, or you know. But I worked hard, so I wanted you to see that. You know, I came from no money at all, and I took a lot of risks, and it paid it off. So don't be afraid to take risks in life, because you're only gonna be able to find out if it's gonna happen, if you're gonna accomplish it, if you take risks. So I hope this help you to, decide whatever you're going through. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like the video if this was something that touched you, and subscribe to the channel to get a notification every time I post a new video. All right. Have a beautiful day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.